The park lay cloaked in darkness, a realm of shadows and secrets that danced beneath the silvery light of the moon. Each step I took seemed to echo in the stillness, a solitary rhythm in the symphony of the night. The air was thick with the scent of earth and dew, mingling with the faint whispers of the wind as it rustled through the leaves overhead. As I wandered deeper into the heart of the park, a sense of unease crept over me, a primal instinct warning of unseen dangers lurking in the shadows. Yet I pressed on, driven by a curiosity that outweighed my fear, drawn inexorably towards the source of a sound that seemed out of place amidst the tranquility of the night. And then, amidst the darkness, I saw her, a solitary figure huddled on a bench, her form barely discernible against the backdrop of the night. She appeared small, fragile, a lone soul adrift in a sea of darkness. "Hey, are you okay?" I called out, my voice cutting through the stillness like a beacon in the night. The figure stirred, its movements sluggish and uncertain, as if awakening from a deep slumber. Slowly, she turned to face me, revealing a face etched with weariness and sorrow, a face that spoke volumes of the hardships she had endured. I don't know," she replied, her voice trembling with uncertainty. I think I'm lost." The words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken implications, as a shiver of apprehension coursed through me. Lost? In a park at this hour? The thought sent a chill down my spine, igniting a spark of concern within me. "Well, you're not alone now," I reassured her, taking a tentative step forward. "Come, let me help you." With a hesitant nod, she rose from the bench, her movements stiff and awkward as if unused to human contact. As we walked together, the silence between us was palpable, thick with the weight of unspoken questions and unvoiced fears. And yet, despite the darkness that surrounded us, there was a glimmer of hope, a faint flicker of light amidst the shadows, guiding us towards an uncertain future. As we ventured out of the park and into the dimly lit streets, I stole glances at the woman walking beside me. Her silhouette seemed to blend seamlessly with the darkness, her features obscured by the shadows cast by the flickering streetlights. Yet there was an aura of resilience about her, a quiet strength that belied the hardships she had undoubtedly faced. "Can you tell me your name?" I asked, breaking the silence that enveloped us like a heavy cloak. She hesitated for a moment, as if grappling with the weight of her own identity, before finally murmuring, "Alba. My name is Alba." "Alba," I repeated, the sound of her name rolling off my tongue like a whispered prayer. "It's nice to meet you, Alba. I'm Dylan." A fleeting smile graced her lips at my introduction, a glimmer of warmth in the cool night air. And in that moment, amidst the darkness and uncertainty, a bond began to form, a fragile thread connecting two souls adrift in the vast expanse of the night. As we walked, Alba began to open up, her words a torrent of emotion and experience that poured forth like a river in flood. She spoke of a distant homeland, a family torn apart by circumstance and fate, of a journey fraught with peril and uncertainty. "My father," she began, her voice thick with emotion. "He was everything to me, but we were separated, and now I'm lost, alone in this foreign land." Her words hung in the air, heavy with sorrow and longing, as I listened intently, my heart aching with empathy for the pain she had endured. "You're not alone anymore, Alba," I reassured her, reaching out to squeeze her hand in a gesture of solidarity. "We'll figure this out together." And as we continued on our journey, the weight of the night seemed to lift, replaced by a sense of purpose and determination. For in each other, we had found a companion, a beacon of hope in the darkness, guiding us towards the promise of a brighter tomorrow. The days blurred into nights as Alba and I delved deeper into the labyrinth of her past, our quest for answers driving us onward with unwavering determination. Together, we scoured the city, retracing her steps and piecing together fragments of her history in hopes of unraveling the tangled web of her past. In dimly lit libraries and dusty archives, we pored over records and documents, searching for any trace of Alba's family, a name, a photograph, anything that could offer a clue to her identity. Each dead end felt like a blow to our spirits, yet we refused to be deterred, driven by a shared resolve to uncover the truth. "We can't give up now, Alba," I urged, my voice filled with conviction as we sat hunched over a stack of faded newspapers. "There has to be something here, something we've overlooked." Alba nodded, her eyes shining with determination despite the weariness that weighed heavily upon her. I won't stop until I find them, she vowed, her voice a whispered promise in the stillness of the room. And so we pressed on, our search taking us to the far reaches of the city, the forgotten corners and hidden alleys where secrets lay buried beneath layers of neglect and indifference. With each new lead, a flicker of hope ignited within us, driving us forward with renewed purpose. But as the days turned into weeks, our efforts seemed to yield little more than frustration and disappointment. The trail grew cold, the breadcrumbs of Alba's past scattered to the winds, leaving us adrift in a sea of uncertainty. "We've hit a dead end," Alba whispered, her voice tinged with despair as we sat in silence amidst the ruins of our failed search. "What do we do now?" I reached out to take her hand, offering what little comfort I could in the face of our shared defeat. "We keep searching," I replied, my voice firm with resolve. "We'll find them, Alba, I promise." After weeks of tireless searching, a glimmer of hope finally pierced the darkness that had shrouded our quest. A lead had emerged, a faint whisper in the cacophony of uncertainty that promised to reunite Alba with her long-lost family. With hearts pounding and anticipation coursing through our veins, we embarked on the final leg of our journey, a journey that would lead us to the moment of reunion we had longed for with bated breath. As we stood on the threshold of a modest apartment building, Alba's hand trembled in mine, her eyes shining with a mixture of hope and apprehension. With a silent nod of encouragement, I reached out to knock on the door, the sound echoing like a drum beat in the stillness of the hallway. Seconds stretched into eternity as we waited, our breath held in anticipation of what lay beyond the threshold. And then, with a creak of hinges and a rush of air, the door swung open, revealing a scene that would forever be etched in our memories. Tears welled in Alba's eyes as she beheld the figure standing before her, a man and a woman, their faces etched with lines of age and experience, yet softened by the unmistakable glow of parental love. "Mama, Papa," Alba whispered, her voice choked with emotion as she rushed forward into their outstretched arms. The reunion was a blur of tears and laughter, a symphony of emotions that filled the room with a warmth that transcended words. In that moment, time seemed to stand still, the weight of years of separation lifted from Alba's shoulders as she was welcomed back into the embrace of her family. "I never stopped searching for you," her mother whispered, her voice trembling with emotion as she held her daughter close. "And now, you're finally home." Alba's father nodded in agreement, his eyes shining with unshed tears. "We miss you more than words can say," he murmured, his voice thick with emotion. And as they stood together, a family reunited at last, I couldn't help but feel a swell of pride and gratitude wash over me, a witness to the power of love and perseverance, and the triumph of the human spirit in the face of adversity. In the aftermath of the emotional reunion, a sense of serenity settled over the room, filling the air with a palpable warmth that mirrored the love and gratitude that flowed between Alba and her parents. As they sat together, basking in the glow of their long-awaited reunion, a quiet solemnity descended, a shared understanding of the trials they had endured and the bonds that had carried them through. Amidst the hushed whispers and tearful embraces, Alba's parents sought to express their boundless gratitude for the role I had played in reuniting their family. With a solemn gesture, her father reached into his pocket and produced a small slip of paper, a blank check, a symbol of their endless appreciation for the kindness and compassion I had shown their daughter. I don't know what to say," I stammered, my voice faltering in the face of such a profound gesture. "I didn't do it for any reward. I just wanted to help Alba find her way back to you." Her mother smiled warmly, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. "And for that, we are eternally grateful," she replied, her voice filled with emotion. "You've given us back our daughter, and for that, we can never thank you enough." With trembling hands, I accepted the blank check, a weighty token of their appreciation, a tangible reminder of the impact of kindness and compassion in a world too often plagued by indifference and apathy. And as I held it in my hands, I couldn't help but feel a swell of pride and humility wash over me, a humble witness to the power of love and perseverance in the face of adversity. "We'll never forget what you've done for us," Alba's father murmured, his voice thick with emotion as he clasped my hand in a firm handshake. "You'll always have a place in our hearts, Dylan." And in that moment, amidst the quiet solemnity of the room, I knew that I had been given a gift far greater than any material reward, the gift of knowing that, in a world filled with darkness, a single act of kindness could illuminate even the darkest of paths, leading us towards the promise of a brighter tomorrow. As the moon hung low in the sky, casting its ethereal glow upon the world below, Alba and I found ourselves drawn together beneath its luminous embrace. The air was cool and crisp, tinged with the scent of night-blooming flowers and the faint rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze. It was a moment suspended in time, a moment charged with anticipation and possibility. We stood together on the balcony, our silhouettes cast against the backdrop of the star-studded sky, the world around us fading into insignificance as we were consumed by the intensity of our emotions. And in that moment, amidst the quiet serenity of the night, Alba turned to me, her eyes shining with an unspoken longing. "Dylan," she began, her voice barely a whisper in the stillness of the night, "there's something I need to tell you." I turned to face her, my heart pounding in my chest as I waited with bated breath for her words. In the pale moonlight, her features seemed to glow with an otherworldly radiance, her beauty a beacon in the darkness that surrounded us. I don't know how to say this," she continued, her voice trembling with uncertainty. "But ever since we met, there's been something between us, something I can't ignore." My heart skipped a beat at her words, the truth of her confession echoing in the depths of my soul. For in that moment, I knew that what we shared was more than mere friendship. It was a connection forged in the crucible of shared experiences, a bond that transcended the boundaries of time and space. "Alba," I whispered, my voice choked with emotion as I reached out to take her hand in mine. "I feel it too. From the moment I met you, I knew that you were someone special, someone who would change my life in ways I never thought possible." Tears welled in Alba's eyes as she gazed up at me, her expression a mixture of vulnerability and longing. And in that moment, amidst the quiet stillness of the night, we surrendered ourselves to the undeniable truth of our feelings, a truth that had been waiting to be acknowledged since the moment our paths first crossed. "I love you, Dylan," she whispered, her voice barely a breath against the backdrop of the night. "I love you too, Alba," I replied, my heart overflowing with a sense of peace and contentment I had never known before. And as we stood together beneath the moonlit sky, our hearts entwined in a bond that could never be broken, I knew that our love would be a guiding light, a beacon of hope in the darkness, leading us towards a future bright with possibility. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the love between Dylan and Alba blossomed into something truly magical, a bond forged in the fires of adversity and strengthened by the trials they had overcome together. And so it came as no surprise when they made the decision to embark on the next chapter of their lives together, a journey towards marriage, commitment, and a future filled with endless possibilities. The day of their wedding dawned bright and clear, the sun casting its golden rays upon the world below, as if to bless the union of two souls destined to be together. Surrounded by friends and family, Dylan and Alba exchanged vows of love and devotion beneath a canopy of flowers, their hearts overflowing with joy and gratitude for the gift of each other. "I promise to love you unconditionally, to stand by your side through thick and thin, and to cherish every moment we share together," Dylan vowed, his voice filled with sincerity as he gazed into Alba's eyes. "And I promise to love you with all my heart, to support you in your dreams and aspirations, and to be your partner in life's greatest adventures," Alba replied, her voice trembling with emotion as she pledged her love to Dylan. And with the exchange of rings and a tender kiss, they sealed their vows before their loved ones, embarking on a journey of love and commitment that would last a lifetime. The wedding reception was a joyous affair, filled with laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses as friends and family toasted the newlyweds. The air was alive with the sounds of celebration, as guests danced beneath the stars and feasted on a banquet fit for royalty. "I can't believe this day is finally here," Alba whispered, her eyes shining with happiness as she and Dylan stole a moment alone amidst the festivities. "It's like a dream come true," Dylan replied, his heart swelling with love as he wrapped his arms around her. I couldn't imagine spending the rest of my life with anyone else but you." And as they danced together beneath the moonlit sky, surrounded by the love and support of their friends and family, they knew that their journey together was only just beginning. A journey filled with laughter and tears, triumphs and tribulations, but above all, a journey filled with love. Their honeymoon was a whirlwind adventure around the world as they traveled from one exotic destination to another, exploring ancient ruins, lounging on pristine beaches, and immersing themselves in the vibrant cultures of distant lands. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the serene beauty of the Greek islands, they reveled in the freedom of their newfound union, savoring every moment of their time together as husband and wife. "It's like a dream come true," Alba whispered, her voice filled with wonder as they stood hand in hand atop a windswept cliff overlooking the azure waters of the Mediterranean. "And it's only just beginning," Dylan replied, his heart overflowing with love as he pulled her close. "I can't wait to see what the future holds for us, my love." And as they watched the sun set in a blaze of fiery colors, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson, they knew that their love was a force to be reckoned with, a beacon of hope in a world filled with darkness, a testament to the power of love to conquer even the greatest of obstacles. For Dylan and Alba, the journey was just beginning. A journey filled with endless adventures, boundless love, and the promise of a future filled with hope and happiness. And as they stood together, hand in hand, they knew that no matter where life took them,